Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, crossing new frontiers to conquer today's challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine.
For me, Philip Emeagwali, my quest for the experimental discovery of the parallel processing supercomputer began on June 20, 1974. My quest for the fastest parallel processing supercomputer began with one of the world's fastest sequential processing supercomputer that was in June 1974 inside the computer center that was at 1800 Southwest Campus Way, Corvallis, Oregon, United States. My quest was for the new knowledge or for the experimental discovery of how to compound an ensemble of processors or computers. My quest was for how to compound 65,536 or 2 raised to power 16 processors and compound as many computers. My quest was for how to compound processors or computers and how to compound them repeatedly and how to continue compounding processors to form a seamless, cohesive supercomputer. My quest was for how to continue compounding processors and for how to do so across the surface of a globe that I visualized as embedded into a 16-dimensional universe. My quest was for how to continue compounding processors and for how to continue until I had a global network of 64 binary thousand processors. That's how I, Philip Emeagwali, experimentally discovered my small internet that is a global network of processors. On June 20, 1974, and at age 19, I was like a mouse that was inside the computer center that was at 1800 Southwest Campus Way, Corvallis, Oregon, United States. For the next decade and a half, I grew to the lion that was protecting the world's fastest supercomputer. I grew to invent a new supercomputer that is called the Philip Emeagwali computer that is a global network of processors. I grew to invent a new internet that is called the Philip Emeagwali Internet. I was invincible in 1974, but I am now visible everywhere on the internet. Looking back, the Supercomputer Center was a lonely place to be a young black computer wizard. The small internet that I experimentally discovered was my prototype of a planetary-sized internet. That small-scaled internet was powered by 64 binary thousand commodity processors. The experimental discovery that I made across that small-scaled internet made the news headlines in 1989, and it inspired the development of the modern parallel processing supercomputer that is powered by up to 10 million 649,600 commodity processors. My theoretical discovery of massively parallel processing was ignored for the decade that preceded 1989. I gave a massively parallel processing supercomputer lecture in November 1982. I gave the lecture in a conference auditorium that was a short walk from the White House, Washington, D.C. The abstract of my supercomputer lecture described my theoretical discovery of the massively parallel processing supercomputer. Only one computational physicist attended that supercomputer lecture. Those research physicists that did not attend my lecture of November 1982 joked that parallel processing is a beautiful theory that lacked experimental confirmation. My theoretical discovery of the massively parallel processing supercomputer was only accepted in 1989. It was accepted after I had experimentally reconfirmed massively parallel processing and reconfirmed it across a new internet that is a global network of 65,536 commodity processors. After a decade of directed effort, my theoretical discovery of the massively parallel processing supercomputer was confirmed experimentally on the 4th of July of 1989 and confirmed by me, Philip Emeagwali. To experimentally discover the massively parallel processing supercomputer, I had to combine physics insight that enabled me to invent partial differential equations of a new calculus that I discretized into large system of equations of a new algebra. I discovered how to solve that large-scale system of equations and how to solve it across a small internet. I visualized that small internet as my global network of 64 binary thousand processors, or as a global network of as many computers.
Insightful and brilliant lecture.